Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another episode here of Unplugged TV, sunny hot Australia in winter. Well, we had a very funny and detailed discussion on my Patreon channel this morning in regards to a very controversial topic, though, because we've got the 30th of June today, 2020, the last day of June, a very special day for all Tesla drivers which don't have full self-driving yet. Because from tomorrow there will be a price increase. Here in Australia, full self-driving costs at the moment $8,500, and from tomorrow it will cost $10,000. Just a nice round sum, you know? And don't get me wrong, this has been communicated a long time from Tesla, from Elon Musk on Twitter. So there's no surprise, full self-driving prices going up. There are more features, and of course they will charge you more money for that. And the discussion we had this morning was about, well, to be full self-driving or not to be. And this is, as you know, very controversial, because this is like Android and Apple, or BMW and Mercedes, and Ernie and Bert. You know, you cannot have both. You cannot like both. You have to make your decision for life, and then you stick to it. And I think full self-driving is no exception here. You either spend the money fairly early, or you don't, because you don't believe in it, or you think it's too expensive. And as you all know, I have not purchased full self-driving for the Teslander yet. Yeah, I don't know. I think the car is expensive enough. Why would you spend another $8,500 on something which doesn't exist? Well, so the Autopilot is included in all Tesla cars. So this means the car can automatically steer, accelerate and brake for other vehicles and pedestrians in your lane. This is included in all cars anyway. And you see me engaging Autopilot all the time when I'm driving. I'm driving a lot in Autopilot. I let the car drive as much as possible by itself. And this works just fine. But the so-called full self-driving capabilities, they also include navigate on Autopilot. So the car drives from the on-ramp on the motorway until the off-ramp where your destination is, fully autonomous. It overtakes other vehicles, slower vehicles. It takes exits to other motorways, and this is something my car doesn't do. The full self-driving also includes auto park. So the car will automatically park itself in parallel and perpendicular parking spots. My car doesn't do that. And you also get the summon functionality, where your car actually drives itself to you and find you on a car park. And this is something I don't have either. My car doesn't drive itself without me being in the car. And then it also says on the website, upcoming features for full self-driving. Recognize and respond to traffic lights and stop signs. Well, I've got the recognition here. It recognizes traffic lights. It shows them on the display. It shows stop lights, but it doesn't act on it. And another upcoming feature is the automatic drive-ins on city roads. Well, at the moment, Autopilot is only designed for driving on motorways, you know, but they will include city roads as well. I personally don't think this will work. I mean, have you ever driven in the city and let the car drive in Autopilot just by itself and see how often you have to take over? You have to rescue, you have to save your life, you have to avoid accidents. This is so far away, I think. The situation's constantly changing in city traffic, so I cannot see this is a feature which comes very soon. Well, and it also tells you that the self-driving computer is included in your car. And if you have an older Model S or Model X, you can potentially get this upgraded for free if you have purchased full self-driving already. I mean, this is the controversial stuff, you know. They're talking about full self-driving for the last 10 years almost. That was one of the very initial statements Elon Musk made, to say the cars will drive themselves eventually. And he may be right. Eventually, yes, but not now and not in the next couple of years. But so many people have bought full self-driving already. Even early adopters of Model S and Model X, they purchased full self-driving, they paid money for it, and the car cannot do anything like full self-driving. Yes, they all have Autopilot, but This is included in all cars, but there's no full self-driving whatsoever. So you are investing something which is not there yet. You believe in that. You believe full self-driving will come. And if you read further on the website, it also says this full self-driving does not make the car autonomous. The human driver is still in charge and control of the car. And of course, Tesla is still working on regulations and legislation in different countries. So self-driving features could be enabled in some countries earlier than in others. But if you purchase full self-driving, you will get all the newest features and updates via the over-the-air software updates for the car. So as soon as the features are available in your area, you will get them. And you know, last Sunday we did a drive to Tambourine Mountain. This is about 130 kilometers away from home here. And Tambourine Mountain is about a 500-meter elevation you have to climb. And the first part of the journey is highways only, so I let the car drive in autopilot most of the time. Unless I need to overtake, of course, then I need to take off autopilot, overtake the car, and then put it back in autopilot. And the car was doing fine. Even on these country roads leading to the mountain, that was fine. It's staying in lane, it's following the other cars, it's doing all the curves, it's staying in the speed limits. It does all that very good. As long as the road markings are quite well, and as long as the car is not trying to stay on the maximum speed all the time.
Andy, I thought you were all about supporting Tesla.
This is from this morning's discussion. Of course I'm supporting Tesla. And then we went up this mountain and the road got a lot curvier. The speed limits were like 60, 50, 40 sometimes. And the car could not drive itself in autopilot anymore. It was just driving so jerky. It braked suddenly because it couldn't see that far anymore. The car really thought it was driving towards a wall or something. I don't know. It freaked out. It beeped at me. It pulled suddenly on the steering wheel. And then it was driving too far on the left, too far on the right. And sometimes there were, on these curvy roads, there were no rail guards on the left, so there was just a cliff. And the car was really coming close to this cliff. I would have driven far more on the right-hand side. This again showed me how far full self-driving is away. Still, instead of slowing down because there are so many curves, the car was always trying to maximize the allowed speed of 50 kilometers. And then you had oncoming traffic as well, and you need to go a little bit further to the left to make more room for trucks and everything. And the car just wouldn't do it. It would just stay in the middle of the lane. So, and this showed me again how far we are away from full self-driving. So there was just a normal curvy mountain road, you know. There were no obstructions or barriers or something on the road, and it just showed how difficult it was for the car to handle this situation. Yeah, and we had also Tim in our group this morning who actually bought full self-driving just right now on the last day before the prices go up. So congratulations, Tim. But there's also a link, request a refund. You can still click on it. And on Sunday night when we came back from this trip, I thought about the full self-driving price increase which comes tomorrow. And I thought, well, I'm not going to buy full self-driving at all. This was just a jerk today. This was just not. Full self-driving is supposed to take the effort of driving a car away from the driver. But at the moment it puts more stress and more work on the driver because you have to constantly check and control the car in different situations. And really the downside of this whole full self-driving for me is that you cannot purchase single options of this full self-driving. I would be highly interested in this navigate on autopilot and auto lane change on motorways, but I'm not a big fan from Auto Park or Summon or something. I think they are more party tricks at the moment, and I don't see really a need for that the car can park itself. I mean other cars can do this for the last 10 years, you know. So it's not like it's a big deal or something. So maybe this is an option in the future, and Tesla will offer single packages for full self-driving, whatever you would like to purchase. And I also thought about these poor people who bought full self-driving before, and then after 3 or 4 years they sold the car and full self-driving goes away. Yeah, full self-driving sticks with the car. It's not like you're buying full self-driving and when you buy another Tesla you automatically have it. No, you have to buy it again. you have to buy full self-driving again. Otherwise, if it would stick to the driver, I would probably purchase it, because yeah, well, once you drive a Tesla, I'm not sure if you drive anything else afterwards ever again. So, well, a long story short, yeah, we had this massive discussion this morning, and I told you about the trip we had with a negative experience and full self-driving on this curvy mountain road, which did not work at all. But I still think it is potentially worth buying it, but it all depends how long you want to keep the car for. And this is something I don't know yet, because I reserved the Cybertruck, but this could take another 4 or 5 years. So how far advanced, how far developed is full self-driving in 5 years' time? Yes, we will see some sort of evolvement of development of full self-driving until then, but it is still not full self-driving. There won't be any robot taxis or something, or you can let the car drive itself without you being in the car. I don't think this is here in the next 5 years. I really don't think so. This is more 10 or 15 years, as I told you many times in my previous videos. So I don't know, I've got still a couple of hours time to get this all sorted and to think it through. So there it is, full self-driving, $8,500. Well, I just tick the box and can buy it now, basically. By the way, thank you to Tiago, I don't know how to pronounce your name correctly. Thanks so much for using my referral code, and congratulations to your Tesla delivered on the 19th of June. Yeah, so guys, this is the last day of the cheap full self-driving package you can purchase. And I know probably a lot of people will buy it today because they've got FOMO, fear of missing out. But you know, I think the car is already really good with the included Autopilot and all the features you got. So I don't know how much better the car will get with full self-driving, and how much hassle actually it puts onto you as a driver, because you need to constantly observe the machine now. You know, with the latest update, the car was supposed to stop at traffic lights and stop signs, and you can override this by pressing the stock or tipping the accelerator. Many people have turned this off because it was just so much effort to constantly watch the car and the speed and everything, and then the car recognized other traffic lights as a red sign and stopped in the middle of the road even it was green, and people got almost rear-ended. So many people have turned this off, what I read. So anyway guys, yeah, the last couple of hours of cheap full self-driving around the world. So you have to make up your mind now and decide if you want to get full self-driving or not, if you haven't already. So Android or Apple, BMW, Mercedes, Ernie or Bert, full self-driving or not? That is the question here. Let me know down below what you think about this whole full self-driving feature update for 8,500 Australian dollars. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. This is Andy from Unplugged TV Australia, signing off. You stay charged, and we will see us again in the next video very soon, with or without full self-driving. See you then guys, bye bye.